All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Valley Water and BAYWORK Instrumentation and Controls Technician Apprenticeship Information Session. This is session number 2. We're glad you joined us and have interest in this excellent opportunity. My name is Robert Scott. I'm the Supervising Program Administrator of Workforce Development at Valley Water. Also, because of Valley Water's commitment to the water industry, I am afforded the opportunity to serve as the president of BAYWORK, and it is my honor to do so. It is also my honor to be the moderator of this session. And some of you may not be that familiar with BAYWORK, so I should say a little bit about us. We're a consortium of 43 water and wastewater agencies in the Bay Area. And we come together to collaborate, share ideas and thoughts, and support each other to forward our industry. Our core value is that we don't believe that there can be operational reliability without workforce reliability. Hence, we're here trying to better our workforce through this apprenticeship program and to make sure that our agencies can do the work, this great work that we're doing. So we have with us today some great professionals serving on our panelists, who I will introduce right now. The panelists I introduce, they represent various partners that we're working with. So we have Valley Water represented here, and also the Water Utility Enterprise for the Valley Water Utility Enterprise, and also the union, the Employee Association at Valley Water. And Mission College is here represented, as well as BAYWORK. And so I'm going to ask them to answer the question after I introduce them. And the question is, what does this opportunity, this apprenticeship program, what excites them about the program? And so representing Valley Water, we have Jonathan Burgess. Jonathan is the utility manager. And also we have Jonathan's boss here, Aaron Baker. His name's not on the list, but he's the Chief Operating Officer of our water utility. And also we have Patrick Halter here. He's the Supervising Instrument and Controls Technician at Valley Water. And so the question is, again, what excites you about this excellent opportunity? And Aaron, I'll start with you, if you don't mind.
All right. Well, I'll introduce myself a little further. So I'm Aaron Baker. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Water Utility Enterprise. I've been with Valley Water for 25 years, but I started as an intern. And that's one of the great things I think about this program, right? Is that it's going to let you, it's going to work with you, it's going to train with you, and who knows? Maybe someday you could be Mr. Burgess or Mr. Scott, or maybe even the chief operating officer. So I think it's very exciting that we're able to, to offer a program out there to help teach and learn and grow. Valley Water is a great place, and I'm excited that we're able to put this together. Behind the scenes, you'll have such a support system that'll help to make this work. And I'll just say a couple of words. I think it's going to be a journey, but it's going to be a good and worthwhile one. I think the program is great. The support system is great. Mr. Scott and Mr. Burgess are excellent mentors. The on-the-job training is great. You will learn so much. And if successful, you'll be one of the people ensuring that there's safe, clean water for 2 million people for Santa Clara County. And all I have to say is, if you think you can meet the commitment, please don't let this opportunity pass you by. And I look forward to seeing somebody's face in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Jonathan, what excites you?
What excites me? Well, I really enjoy bringing in new folks and teaching them all the skills and the trades and the knowledge that's necessary for them to be successful. But what's more is to do their duty to the general public. Like Aaron says, we serve water to 2 million people, and it takes a large organization of individuals to actually accomplish that. And so what we want to do is actually build this program and expand it to where we're bringing in individuals, every so often, and we're training folks from scratch, and we just fill our pipelines from here on out, and we have an established program that just carries us into the future.
Thanks, Jonathan. Patrick.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Patrick Halter. I'm the supervising instrument and control technician for the treated water maintenance unit. I've been at Valley Water for just a little bit over 5 years, but I've been doing this type of work for 20 some odd years. And I can tell you, this is really just a great opportunity. I really love what I do. This is it's not a job. This is a great career. It's a great combination of hands-on, troubleshooting. You're always learning stuff. You're never bored. And of all the places I've worked in my career, and there's been several, I can just honestly say that Valley Water is a fantastic place to work. You're not going to work with more talented, friendly, contributing people than you are here. It's just everywhere you go and everyone you meet from the district here is just A1 people. And I'm not biased when I say that. It's absolutely true. The other nice thing about this opportunity is serving the public, and there's just something special about that. It's some gratification you get knowing you're helping to provide safe, clean drinking water to the public, and I think we all take pride in that. But like Aaron said, it's going to take some commitment, but the opportunity is golden. And if anyone who's dedicated to making this commitment, I think this opportunity could pay off hugely for you. And we're always excited to bring in new people and teach them, train them. That's how I started, is under people's mentorship. And so welcome today, and thank you for coming.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
We have Robert Greenling with us. I'll let him introduce himself and tell us what excites him.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Robert, or referred to as the other Robert. I've been working at Valley Water for almost 10 years. I am the Employees Association president, so I represent all of the folks that would be applying into this program. I represent all of our trades. And I was hired by actually Jonathan Burgess almost 10 years ago as an apprentice. And Mr. Robert Scott here put together an apprenticeship program and trained me and some of my colleagues, and went up through the ladder. And I'm really excited to see more opportunities like that to different trades. There's nothing can beat a good apprenticeship. I feel like you learn, or at least I learned so much from working with my journey people under their oversight. And it's an awesome program, and I'm excited to see it grow and to get more people excited about the trades and learning the skills to pay the bills. So thanks for having me.
Thanks, Robert. We have Elizabeth Toops, Cessa Pavlon, and Michael Kushner here representing BAYWORK. And I'll introduce them and let them introduce themselves and tell us what excites them. Elizabeth.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Toops, and I'm the BAYWORK manager. This is really a moment of pride for us at BAYWORK. We've been working to bring into reality this apprenticeship for years now, and it's been a long but exciting process to see it come to fruition. We're so proud of the work that Valley Water and BAYWORK, and those of you who are expressing interest in this position. It's a real testament to the trade and to the water wastewater industry, which is so critical to our everyday life. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Michael.
I'm Michael Kushner, and I'm working as a consultant with BAYWORK. I was a former manager of BAYWORK. And the thing that excites me about this is you've heard this is a great career, but I have to tell you, it's, I think, not an easy career to get into, because you can get all the classroom training you want, but if you don't have work experience, it's very hard to get hired. And the great thing about this opportunity is that it gives you both, and it gives you all the work experience you will ever need to become a journey person, to become an accomplished tradesperson. And so I'm excited that we can just open this up to the whole community. That's what excites me. Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Michael. Cessa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sessa Pubbelin, and I am the BAYWORK coordinator. I've been working with BAYWORK and Valley Water to conduct outreach and build the application process, spread the word to our community college partners. And I'm super excited to go and, work on this apprenticeship program and connect students like you to these apprenticeship opportunities and work in the trades. Thank you.
Thanks, Cecil. We also have a representative from Mission College with us who will be doing our instructional training, related instruction. And I'd like to introduce Clement Lamb and let him answer the question. And Clem, you can tell us more about yourself.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My name is Clement Lamb. I'm the Dean of STEM Education at Mission College. And I've been with Mission College for almost like 27 years. At the beginning, I was a math professor here. And then about 6 years ago, I transitioned to being an administrator. So one of the exciting things is, that we are a community college. So we always think about the community, how we can give back to the community, how we can really help people learn so that they can either transfer to a 4-year school or they can actually get the certificate or the AS degree so that they can find a good paying job. And they don't have to leave the valley. They can stay here. They can make enough money and also have the enjoyment in their job. So we are excited. We have this relatively new mechatronic technology program. It is we are running in our 3rd year, so it's very early. But we were really excited to be able to partner with Santa Clara Valley Water. And one part that is exciting is when I developed this program, I have a partner who is a part-time engineering faculty, and he worked at Santa Clara Valley Water for 20 years. So he knew the inside out of the institution. So when we asked for his expert advice in terms of developing the curriculum, the course content, and he put in a lot of his experience into our curriculum. That's why I feel like even though I've never stepped foot into Santa Clara Valley Water, I feel like I'm going home. Because now that we have that more tighter connection between the two organizations, so we are happy to be able to help and in this endeavor. I think that is going to be very exciting. Thank you.
Thanks, Clement. All right, we got a lot of information to pass on to you today. The agenda will be such as we've done the welcome and introductions. We'll have an explanation of the apprenticeship program, the role of the instrumentation and controls, and then we'll talk about the application and selection processes, the program timeline, as well as talk about Valley Water's commitment to the apprentice and also the apprentice's commitment to Valley Water. It goes both ways, and some details about our program, and then we'll wrap it up and field any questions and comments and everything. We want to encourage you to put your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll get to as many of them as we can. And so we're glad that you're with us today. So to provide a brief explanation of the apprenticeship program, Robert Ewing, our union president, will speak a little bit on that. Robert?
Right on. Thanks, Rob. So the purpose of this program, as we've all kind of touched on, is to create opportunities for people young in their careers to develop skills, to turn into excellent tradespeople. Historically at Valley Water, we've had a very difficult time hiring INC control techs. We call them control techs at the plants, because it's a very niche market and it's a set of skills that is very unique. And so it's been difficult for many years to get control techs that are qualified or motivated to work in the water industry. And as I'm sure some of you all understand, there's nothing more valuable than having an apprenticeship program and you learn from a journey person, hands-on. One of the greatest things is you get paid to learn. You get that on-the-job training. And, so we as an agency and as a union really advocate for developing our own. We like to hire people at the floor and watch them promote all the way up to our chief, like Aaron Baker said earlier. So we really enjoy and we really want to cultivate bringing in tradespeople at the bottom and giving them all the skills and the tools and the experience to become proficient journeymen and hopefully they can turn it into a supervisor like Patrick, or a manager like Jonathan. There's a huge career ladder. It's a great industry, and we wanna encourage people from all walks of life to put their name in the hat, spend the time, and learn a trade. It's open to everybody, and it's a great career. You can raise a good family, and these are transferable skills, and so take advantage. That's the purpose of this program, and I'm really excited to see it soar.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. As you can see, this program requires collaborative effort, and we have various partners that we're working with to make this happen. And so it takes all of that for it to happen. And so our program partners, we work under the apprenticeship, will be registered with the U.S. Department of Labor. And so, and this we'll talk more about that. I think Elizabeth will speak on it a little bit more later. But also then under that, BAYWORK is the sponsors. BAYWORK will be submitting this program unto them as the sponsor. We'll be working with Valley Water and the union, the employee association, and they will be the makeup of our joint apprenticeship committee, which is vital to everything. And again, as mentioned, Mission College will serve for our related instruction. And so this is an exciting time. And it's been a long time coming, as Elizabeth said. And so we're glad that you're interested in this event, and we want to, encourage you to pay close attention and to really assess whether or not this career field is for you. Inside of the program, this will be a paid experience. And so this is a full-time job, and we'll talk more about that. There'll be classroom instruction, which will take place in the evenings. And as your skill set, your knowledge, skills, and abilities advance, then the wages will also advance. And you'll receive a industry recognized card at the end of the day. And as a apprenticeship graduate, I can tell you about the value of the apprenticeship. Robert said some things because because of this hard to fill position, we had to create an in-house sort of informal apprenticeship in order a way for our techs to grow their knowledge and their skills and abilities. But we're doing it formally now through this apprenticeship program. So this takes it to another phase. So at this time, I just want to ask if there are any questions, and please, again, put your questions in the Q&A, and we'll field any questions that we have. I don't see any right now. So we'll move on. And we're going to talk about the role of the instrumentation and controls tech. And to do that, we have a couple videos that we want to show you just to explain and what this job is about. And it's going to be about 9 minutes, 2 videos, about 9 minutes total. So enjoy and watch.
Hi, my name is Grant Gilly. I work for East Bay Mud, a water and wastewater utility in the Bay Area. I'm an instrumentation technician, which means I repair devices that monitor and control. I just love it. When I graduated from high school, I did steel framing and drywall, which kind of helped familiarize myself with tools and techniques, construction techniques and terminology, which definitely helped me get into what I'm doing. I joined the Navy and I became an electrician's mate. Just happened to be the job where they needed people at, and learned to troubleshoot electrical components like these control panels here, and that's kind of where I really got my foot in the industry and the industrial maintenance. When I got out of the Navy and went to work out in Antioch at the power plant, it was a big power plant, 700 megawatts. There was so much I didn't know, and I felt like I was sinking, even though I was working with great people who had, on average, probably 20 years experience, but I still needed more, and I pushed myself, so I took a PLC class at the local community college. I found out through a good friend of mine that they had an outstanding program. So I took advantage of this program, met a great instructor, and met some great people who were also like me, working and going to school at night. So I developed contacts, but it was just a wonderful program. So I kept going, and I've done, I think, like 65 units at LMC over the past 6 years, and it's just been great for me. The great thing about my job is the challenge. My responsibility is instrumentation that's providing clean water, drinking water to people. We have aging components that are built in a time when they didn't have the technology and the reliability that we have today. So there's tons of opportunity to make things better. To be an instrument tech, here's what you got to know. Go to school and pay attention to all your classes, but really pay attention to math, science, specifically chemistry. Play with computers, try and learn as much as you can about programming computers and how they work. Get exposed to hand tools and industrial processes, pipes and valves and components. You learn the terminology and the names of these things. Familiarize yourself as much as you can in any way possible. If you're still in high school age, you could take advantage of shop classes or any other technical working with your hands type of classes. Those will really help. Working with tools, learning the names of tools, technical trade schools, excellent. For a motivated individual who really wants to make a difference, there's an opportunity here.
Hello, my name is Charles Johnson, and I am a journeyman level instrumentation and controls technician, and I work for the city and county of San Francisco at the Southeast Wastewater Treatment Facility. The kind of work that I do is, as a journeyman instrumentation and controls technician, I maintain, install, troubleshoot, modify, and repair critical instrumentation components, which are involved with the operation and control of the wastewater treatment facility here. This is one of the types of systems that we are responsible for. This system right here can be used to look at the level inside of a tank. We have a transducer right here, which actually is inducing a sound wave or a ping, just like sonar, and it looks at the top surface of the water, and it gets a return, and that return goes down this wire into this box right here. We have two of these boxes right here. And what this box does is it takes that return and it times it, and it will tell you how deep or how shallow the medium is inside that tank, water or what we call sludge or whatever the medium is inside that tank. In high school, I went to Polytechnic High here in San Francisco, California. I took almost every one of the technical classes that were offered. I took metal shop, wood shop. I took drafting, mechanical drawing. I took auto shop. I took home economics, and I also took an electronics class in high school. Out of high school, I went to junior college, City College of San Francisco, and I took all the way up to trigonometry in junior college, and then I joined the Navy at that point. During the Navy is where I got most of my electronics experience at. I was on a nuclear-powered submarine, and I was an electronics technician and an electronics technician maintenance supervisor on a nuclear-powered submarine. And a lot of what I did on the submarine as far as electronics is directly what I use today in the field of being an instrumentation and controls technician for the wastewater industry. The best thing I like about this job is I get a chance to take a look at a piece of equipment or a system and analyze it, understand it, learn how it operates, learn how it functions, and then from that point on, going forward, if it breaks, it makes it much easier for me to troubleshoot and repair it. To be successful in the wastewater treatment industry, and specifically the instrumentation and controls component of the wastewater treatment industry, mathematics is one of the most important subjects that any student should study to try to be fairly proficient in. Reason being is that you use a lot of algebraic formulas to compute water levels. We use a lot of what we call loops, where we look at current flow in that loop, and depending on the amount of current flow determines water level or water pressure or a pH value. Specifically, mathematics linearity. We talk a lot about linearity. As something changes here, does it proportionally change here? As something goes down, does it proportionally go down? So on and so forth. We also have some systems where you need to be familiar with your exponents, because there are some exponential growth curves that we use as well. There is some digital stuff, so I would recommend understanding digital mathematics, binary, octal, and hexadecimal. Also, I strongly recommend scientific notation, because we use base 10 values that are small values that using scientific notation helps you to be able to compute using small values. Algebra in general, good strong background in algebra. The trig and some of the other mathematics would help. Physics is important because you need to understand some thermodynamics, understanding heat transfer, understanding flows. So physics would be a big help to you. Chemistry is important as well. Not as much as the mathematics, but the chemistry is important, because if you see the chemical makeup of certain components, you'll have an understanding of what those chemical makeups are, and it helps you to calibrate. To be successful in this field, an individual should be highly curious. They should be highly motivated. They should have an unction to want to learn, to exceed expectations, and to want to be able to always be willing to solve problems, take on new tasks, and just get out there and do it.
All right. There are a few questions in the chat. And before we get into that, I want to give Patrick an opportunity to add anything to just expressing what the instrumentation and controls job is, other than what we've heard from these two professionals. Patrick?
Well, just to add on what's already been said, it's really a nice blend of hands-on work, also using your brain. There's going to be troubleshooting, there's going to be installation, there's going to be challenges that require research and studying. There's always new things that come up. You don't get bored. So you can see these people who've been doing this for quite some time, and I guarantee you they're always still honing their skills. And so like one of them said, you need to be curious, you need to be driven, you need to be a detective sometimes. And it's really quite a stimulating career. It's just really, I really think it's fun. But it does take dedication. Among all the math courses they were mentioning, I think geometry is a super helpful one. You'll be using that too. But just the overall experience is and the education required is very well rounded. So you won't be in a tunnel. You'll have a very wide view of how the controls and all the systems work. It's really Very enlightening. It's just always a challenge. It's always a lot of fun, and you never get bored.
Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that. I'm going to answer a few questions that's in the chat. Some of them will be answered later. So if we don't get to them, we will answer your question. But someone asked here, will this seminar be available for viewing and reference later? And that, you expressed that you just got power back at your house. We understand that from the storm. So yes, we're going to post the videos on the BAYWORK website later. And we're not sure when that is. We got to edit it and do all that. And so same thing for the first session as well. We got to get that posted. Another question here is, it says, where can I submit the application? I checked the BAYWORK job section. I don't have it or see it or something of that nature. So we expect the posting to be available sometime tomorrow. Is likely will be available tomorrow. So it is not up yet. The actual posting's not up yet, but check the Valley Water jobs page, the NeoGov. It will be up likely tomorrow, and will be up for a week. Someone asked, if we don't get accepted, will there be other opportunities at other water districts for apprenticeship? This sounds like an amazing opportunity. That's possible. We are, as BAYWORK, as we said earlier, BAYWORK is a consortium of 43 water and wastewater agencies. This is our BAYWORK's first formal apprenticeship. We've done a lot of internships in different places, but we hadn't done apprenticeship there. So we're hoping that once we launch this one, that this will spur some of the other agencies on and provide a means for them to do it. So I can't say whether there will be or not, but it is our hope that there will be. So just keep your ears and eyes open, and just continue to visit BAYWORK website for any opportunities. I'm gonna answer one more, and then we'll continue on. Again, some of your questions will be answered later in our presentation. And it says all classes, oh, there's Clement's comment there. All right, I think we can move on. So let's talk about the application requirements and the application selection process. So the minimal requirements, and hopefully you've all been able to see the flyer that went out and of the job posting and everything. But we want to make sure we talk about that today. So the minimum requirements for this position is that you're 18 years or older and be the owner of a valid Class C California driver's license. There's no experience required. And also we're going to need proof of high school completion and your unofficial transcripts or equivalent. And so of your high school. And so we're really trying to take a person from 0 to journey level. And this is what this is designed to do. As it pertains to the ideal candidate is someone who's teachable, eager to learn, responsible and professional. And it'll be good if you've completed some technical education, career technical education in high school or in any other fashion. It'll be good for that. And also, this is an interesting field, and we hope that the candidates will express and show a great interest in it, that this is something that you're excited about. And also that you have, as been said, mathematical capabilities and also good written and verbal communication, ability to work with your hands and work with tools, and also a ability to understand concepts of physics and mechanics. Those are some things that be good for the ideal candidate. The application and the selection process, as we've been saying, that the job will likely be posted tomorrow. From there, you'll see everything. You'll get instructions on everything that you need to do. Be sure to complete the application. I'll say that again. Be sure to complete the application. Do everything that it asks you to do, and get it turned in on time. We're anticipating it to. We're planning again. It'll be posted tomorrow. Will be posted for a week, so be sure to do that. And after that, we're going to evaluate the applications and inform those who will move forward in the process about it. And then it'll move into interviews and various other things we're going to do. At one point, we will, in the selection process, there will be assessment tests that's been mentioned, tests that's going to happen. And that's about it. So any other question, team, that we ought to field right now? It'd be good to field right now.
Hello, I have one question.
Is it in the chat?
Oh, no. Oh, I have to check. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So there's a question here that the website talked about the program starting in May. If you finish high school in June, will you still be able to apply? So the answer to that is no, because we're accepting applications now, and at this point, we're looking for high school graduates and over 18 years of age and all the other things that it requires. But we're hoping again that in the future there will be other opportunities, not just other opportunities at Valley Water, and also other opportunities at other agencies. And so just stay on the lookout for it. Someone says, can I send my resume? I currently work in an integrated system control automation. I want to, I guess, to join the water. The resume should be included with in the application process. So I would advise you that if you're interested, to apply and attach your resume to it, if that's what you're asking. All right, I'm gonna turn it over now to Michael Kushner, and he'll talk about our timeline a little bit and share some more information.
Great. Thanks, Robert. Before I get into the timeline, if I can, I just want to try and clarify one thing that I've seen in the chat a lot, and that is asking questions about this internship and, can I work part-time while I'm doing it? And this is not an internship. It's an apprenticeship, and there's an important difference. And an internship, usually you get when you're taking classes, and it gives you a little bit of work experience. This is going to give you all the work experience you need. And so it is a full-time 4-year job. You're going to be working full-time and going to school at night, one class at a time. So probably a part-time job in addition is not going to be an option. So I just wanted to put that out there. Looking at the timeline, as Robert said, the applications are going to be open up this week, hopefully tomorrow, and they will only be up there for 1 week. So you have 1 week to apply, and make sure that you check the website tomorrow or the next day, and keep checking it until the opening appears because it won't be up there for very long. We're going to analyze those applications and select a group of people to move forward in the process. And the next step in that process will be the week of March 11th. This will be an assessment test, and it's a written test, and you will be asked questions about basic math through elementary algebra. And I know there were, when you heard those recordings of people in the field talking about the math they use, there's some, fairly advanced stuff. We're asking that you have solid skills through elementary algebra, and we'll teach you the rest. Anything else, of course, is great too. And you're going to be tested on spatial and mechanical reasoning, just your ability to work with problems. That test will be in person. It will probably be held at Mission College. Then we'll score the test, of course, and select a group of people to move forward. There will be interviews the week of March 18th through April 12th. And there'll be 2 rounds of interviews, a first round and then kind of a selection of people to move on to a second, more in-depth interview. After that, we will send out offer letters to the 2 people that we've selected. And those should go out the week of April 22nd. And we'll need whoever receives those to give us a definite confirmation that they are accepting the offer. And the employment is expected to begin, the apprenticeship itself to begin the very end of May. And as I said, that'll be entering a full-time job at Valley Water. And then the Mission College classes won't begin until the fall semester, which is late August. There will be some online instruction over the summer to just get you ready, and you'll learn more about that if you're selected. So that's our timeline. And as these things go, we're pretty confident of that timeline. Things can shift though, so if things do get delayed, be sure to check in with us if you have any questions. All right.
Thanks, Michael. So at this point, what we want to talk about is the Valley Water's commitment to the apprentice. And to do that, I want to give my colleague, Jonathan Burgess, a moment to speak.
Okay, first of all, I would like to just thank everybody for showing up here and taking the time out of the day, because this is a pretty good sized chunk of the day, and then the research, and then looking at some of the FAQs. You get some folks are really worried about getting their transcripts and stuff, which is going to be quite a task. And the application process and the testing process is going to be quite the task, and it's a large risk because we're only hiring 2. So it's going to be very competitive. So I encourage everybody to make sure that you bring your best foot forward, and do everything you can to prepare yourself for all the different levels of the interview and the testing process and getting your foot in the door. Now, for us at Valley Water, this is a very large investment. And to kind of give you a quick, or just a very brief background, I can tell you how long that I've been working on trying to get something like this off of the ground. It's been well over 11 years since I personally started working here at Valley Water on bringing in entry-level people and training them at the journey level. We hired our first ad hoc person entry level 10 years ago, almost to the day. And that person now is a supervisor, as a control systems technician supervisor. So we hired him fresh out of the Navy as an electrician, didn't know anything about controls, and we taught him everything he needed to know, and now he's doing very well. With that said, this is a very costly and time-consuming program. Just administratively, take a look around at all the folks that we have here, putting in a lot of hard work building the program. Robert's dealing with, he's been building and establishing the program with the Department of Labor. I've heard he's put up with some pushback on or nearby unions. But Valley Water is very serious about the overall success of this program, the success of the individuals. Like everybody has said repeatedly here, is that this is a very difficult position to recruit for. It's highly specialized. It's highly nuanced. In fact, we get people coming from other just different industries with similar backgrounds, and we have to train them from scratch. And that's Rob, me, Pat, all three of us. We come from the same background, and all three of us had to learn what it was like to be a controls expert here in the water industry. For you, what we're going to do is we're going to train you. It's 4 years, 4.5 years, all depends. We're paying for your college. For all the courses that are required, will be covered up front. You will be paid full-time work, so you will get very competitive wages. You'll get 40 hours a week plus overtime will be available. When you graduate, they'll be on call, will be required. So it's a very lucrative job. All of your PPE or personal protective equipment or safety equipment, i.e. boots, hard hats, safety glasses, clothing will all be provided. We have, will be provided to you at no cost. Then again, it is our commitment to make sure that the apprentice actually moves to complete and hold a journey person's card in their hands at the end of the day. That's really important to us because that success of the folks that are going through this program will be our success, and that will ensure that we'll be able to expand the program moving forward. I think that's it. I'll stop here for any questions if anybody has anything.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it. There's a question here that we will answer. It says, how many positions will be available? There will be 2 positions available that we'll be hiring for in May. And again, we're hoping that may expand, but we'll see. We got to do it based upon our needs basis. And so right now we have slotted 2 positions. And again, we're hoping that this will spur on some of our other agencies in our consortium to also partake. Someone says, is this work will only be in the San Jose area? The work will be in one of Valley Water's facilities. And so, or not just our facilities, but also where we have equipment out in the field. And so Valley Water is the water wholesaler for all of Santa Clara County. And so we have facilities in Gilroy to what's the furthest? I don't remember what city that is, but at the
It's Los Baños.
Yeah.
So we have a pumping plant in Los Baños. We have pumping plant in Morgan Hill. We have our 3 treatment facilities. 2 of them are in San Jose, one on the east side, one in Almaden Valley. The 3rd water treatment plant that we have is in Los Gatos. It serves the west side. And then we have a purification center that is near the wastewater treatment plant in San Jose.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And so let's see here. Any other question you guys see that we might need to cover at this juncture?
There's also some questions that have been answered in the Q&A. So if you click on the Q&A, you might need to click on the 3 dots at the bottom of your screen. There's a few more questions answered there. There's a lot of questions about transcripts. The FAQ on the website answers many of these questions. And just keep in mind that this is not the last opportunity for you to ask a question. There's contact information. I'll put my contact information in the chat as well. So if you have questions that come up after this video or after this webinar, you can certainly contact us with those questions, if in fact they're not covered by the FAQ.
Thanks, Elizabeth. So I see a question here regarding the transcripts, and someone says they have sealed transcripts. And will we be mailing them or sending them in digitally? For the application process, it doesn't require them to be sealed, or at that point they could be digitized. But since you already have them sealed, then I would recommend that you send them to Valley Water, directed to Valley Water's recruitment team, and it should give you some information on that. Let's see here. We'll post a link in the chat about the recruitment email, so you can email it to recruitment, Valley Water's recruitment, and then they can give you some advice on where to send it. But it should be sent to Valley Water. Someone says, I'm 27. Am I too old to be an apprentice? Absolutely not. And so I can speak on that myself. I was 25 when I became an apprentice, not at Valley Water, but somewhere else. So 27 is not too old. This is not age restrictive at all.
And there's a question in the chat about the video being available. As Robert said earlier, we will make the video for this information session available on the BAYWORK website. We'll have it on that same page. I'll put the link in again that is up at the top of the chat. We have the BAYWORK website has a page dedicated to this apprenticeship, and that's where you'll find everything related to this apprenticeship.
Someone asks, it's quite difficult to get my transcripts from high school because I graduated back in 2019. Can my college transcript be used as replacement? The answer is no. We need to see your high school transcripts. So whatever difficulty you have to go through, we need to see it. They don't have to be official, but we do need to see at least an unofficial transcript at this juncture. College cannot substitute for that. Though you can send in your college as well. Once you apply, you should attach your college work as well, because you may be able to get a few points extra for that as well. All right, I'm going to ask my team to look through the questions to see if there's another one that we need to answer that we haven't answered. But right now I'm going to move to talk about the apprentice's commitment to Valley Water. As you can see, hopefully by now, you have a better understanding of all that Valley Water is doing for this to happen and how long we've been trying to work on this effort. And also how important from that, see how important this position is. And also just apprenticeship in general. And I want to speak personally about the importance of apprenticeship in general. It's been alluded to, if not literally said. I said that I started my apprenticeship at the age of 25. During that time, my wife was pregnant with my son, and I was trying to establish a career that I could take somewhere else and utilize wherever I went. And I want to say this about the water industry. This is something you may not have thought about, and which adds to why this position is important. The water industry is everywhere there are people. Wherever there are people, anywhere, there has to be water, or we don't survive. Just to show you how transferable skills for the water industry are. Wherever people are, there's water. And that means there's drinking water, there's wastewater, there's no way that people can exist anywhere without it. So the skills that you're going to gain here as it applies to the water industry will be definitely transferable. And so I went through apprenticeship, and I can tell you without any doubt, with absolute certainty, my present work is standing on my apprenticeship. I would not be in my position I am now talking to you today without the apprenticeship. It is the foundation of my career. And I've added components to it over the years, but the foundation is the fact that I've learned this skill and participated in a formal apprenticeship that by which I acquired journeyman cards. And so it's important. And I can tell you from experience that it requires your full effort, your full commitment, and both out in the field and in the classroom. You need to be ready to commit 4 years of your time and effort and energy, be teachable and learn. You need reliable transportation so you can get to the work sites, and you need to demonstrate integrity and show that you're committed. Listen, learn, ask questions, get advice, because the field as is now, years from now, it's going to change because technology is changing. Everything's changing, so you got to stay up on the changes. And so this does require your commitment. This is a big deal. But let me tell you, as I said, the apprenticeship is the foundation of my career. It's changed my life because of that. And it's altered my family's life because of that. And so my family benefits from it. My son benefits from it. My children, benefit from it. This is significant. And I can tell you from experience that apprenticeship will change your life. And so it might look a little daunting to you on the outset, but it's well worth the commitment and the sacrifice and the effort. And also there's great joy that comes from being a water professional and knowing what you're doing for the environment and society. All right. I'm going to move it on now to Elizabeth. Oh, no, that's me. Elizabeth, you were supposed to be in here somewhere, weren't you?
I was, Robert, but I was waiting for the right time.
Okay. All right.
You want me to go now?
Yes.
Okay, so so I'm going to talk about the components of the apprenticeship, and some of this may be a bit of a repeat, but given the questions that are coming in the chat, it's always might not be such a bad idea. So as with most apprenticeships, this apprenticeship includes two main components. First is the paid work experience or on-the-job training, the actual job. It's a full-time job, as has already been talked about. Hours are 40 hours a week. And typically the work at Valley Water starts at about 6 a.m. And goes till 3:30. And that's Monday through Friday. So no evening hours, no weekend hours as long as you're an apprentice. It'll by and large be Monday through Friday. And it's always already been talked about in terms of where the locations are for Valley Water. The second component is classroom instruction. Clement Lamb from Mission College is here, and he's already talked about some of the details about the classroom instruction. Number one, all the classes will be at Mission College. They'll be in the evening. There will, in addition to the mission classes, the classes at Mission College, there will also be some online classes. They're more like small courses that are done online through what's called a learning management system. And when I think of learning management systems, I think of traffic school. If you've ever done online traffic school, it'll be sort of the same concept. And so there will be some of those kinds of online classes offered as well. The classes at Mission College will be one class per semester, only one class. And they will be 1 to 2 days a week, depending on the class and the semester. I should say 2 nights a week. The wage progression. The wages for the apprentice position start at $87,459. And they progress based on the apprentice's acquisition of skills, both and their successful completion of all elements of the apprenticeship. By the time the apprentice journeys out or becomes a journey level instrument tech, they can expect to make over $100,000. About $109,324 is the current starting rate for a journey level instrument tech. Another thing to keep in mind about the apprenticeship is that it's industry recognized, which means that when you do complete the apprenticeship, you will get successfully, you will get a journey card, and that journey card is can be recognized by employers for this particular occupation, you know, around the state or the country for that matter. And then one other thing I just want to comment on is in terms of we've talked about the Joint Apprenticeship Committee, or the JAC. That is typically the key decision-making body as in any kind of apprenticeship. The Joint Apprenticeship Committee has representation from both the union or the labor organization, as well as the employer, Valley Water, and also on that JAC is facilitated or coordinated by BAYWORK. BAYWORK is as Robert mentioned earlier, the consortium of 43 water wastewater agencies around the Bay Area, and BAYWORK is serving as the coordinator of this apprenticeship. So the last thing I'll say in terms of the components is that this is a very full-time program. You'll be working 40 hours a week during the day, and you'll be going to school or studying at night. So please keep that in mind when you're considering whether to apply or not.
Thanks, Elizabeth. There was a question in the chat, and I see Clement commented in the chat to kind of answer it, I believe. And it was talking about what are the days or potential days and times of the courses. And Clement put in here, the courses start at 5:30 p.m. for about 4 hours. They meet either Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday. I mean, Tuesday, Thursday, for either for the front 8 weeks or the last 8 weeks of the semester. Any other question that's been asked that would be good to address right now? Okay, I want to talk about the starting wages. So the compensation will be 87,000 a year at the start, and it will progress up to 109,000 upon graduation. And again, these figures will likely change due to cost of living and all of that, but this is where it lands right now. And there will be significant benefits. This is a job, and so there will be medical, dental, insurance for the employees. This is full-time. On the screen, there's a typo there. It says 6:30 start, but it's a 6 a.m. start to 3:30. And so we just want to reiterate that. And so this is a family raising job. And I want to just help you understand that. So we're not just talking about, you know, a short time frame of your life. This could actually be where you start and finish your career, if you so choose to do that. And so we highly encourage that. And so hopefully this is something that excites you. So let's answer any other questions that haven't been answered now. And I want to invite those who are here to make sure you put your questions in the chat. So if we don't get to it, we will. I want to look for, if my team can help me, I want to find the email address for our recruitment team. So the person that has the sealed transcripts, that they can know who to contact. And I think it's just Valley Water at recruitment, but I want to make sure what that is. I got to look for it.
Robert, there's a question about how physically demanding the job is. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So this is some of the physical conditions that we have for this position that we want to make sure candidates are prepared for. You need to be prepared for walking, standing, and sitting for extended periods of time, be able to lift 50 pounds. We need audio-visual acuity. You need to have manual dexterity. There's some moderate lifting. You'll be operating motorized equipment, you know, like forklifts and such, and driving vehicles. There's a lot of walking on uneven surfaces and terrains, slippery terrains. You'll be working around chemicals. A lot of stooping, pushing, and pulling, and squatting, and crawling, and twisting, and kneeling, and climbing, and bending, and all of that. There is a physical component to this job, and so your fine motor skills would be necessary. And to speak more about the environment, so you'll be in wet environments. Obviously, it's water, and so there'll be confined spaces that you'll be working on. You'll be working at heights, working around machinery. You'll need to learn how to use a mask, so that, because you might be around fumes and you need to be able to put a mask on your face and protect yourself. And so that we can be in smoky and gaseous places. Out in the field, we'll be subject to poison oak and various things out in our fields. And so this job is multifaceted. And so we have sites all over the county. If you live in the county, you may have seen Santa Clara Valley Water signs on different locations all over the place. And so all those things, potentially an instrumentation technician may end up working or needing to go to. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
And just so you know, I posted a link. I posted a PDF document that's titled 2024 Instrumentation and Controls Tech Apprenticeship PDF. That is basically, that's the job posting, or or I should say the job description. The posting will obviously be available on the Valley Water website that's been listed above. But this job description kind of gives some of the details that Robert just talked about.
Yes.
Can I add one more requirement? I don't think it's come up in this meeting at all. But you also will be required to drive Valley Water's vehicles. And so that requires a valid California Class C license is also one of the requirements. So we don't drive folks around. So you got to drive yourselves. We'll usually give you a vehicle.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Robert, there's a question in the chat about whether you require people to be employees to be clean shaven. I think that has to do with wearing a respirator.
Yes. Yes, the instrumentation techs do need to wear, the potential is there for them to have to wear a respirator. So being able to, for the respirator to snugly fit, and so we occasionally have respirator training and respirator exams to make sure that our respirators are fitting our face properly. And so that is necessary.
Hey, Robert, if I may add something along the lines to the physical demands, and also just the general demands of this career is, there's going to be ladders, there's going to be stairs, we're climbing up tanks. You will always be provided with any of the required or necessary safety equipment. We have one of the best safety programs I've ever seen here. But also we provide a critical service to the public. And so if there's weather involved, if something happens out on our pipeline or one of our remote sites, if it's hot, we go. If it's raining, we go. We need to keep water flowing to the community. It's very important. So we are considered emergency responders here. And so we've got to keep the water flowing. So although it doesn't happen that often, it's always something we need to keep in mind, is that we're kind of like the post office, rain, sleet, or snow, we got to keep the water flowing. So that's just something that we're very committed to, and something that everyone is going to have to be aware of.
Great point,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Robert, could I just reiterate one thing? I know it's been said, but I don't know that it's been said prominently, and I want to make sure everybody understands that this program, this apprenticeship training program, lasts for 4 years. So it's a 4-year commitment just to get through the training program, to complete it. 4 years of working full time, and and also the classwork in the evening. So just want to make sure that anybody who applies can commit to that. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike. I put into the chat the email address for our recruitment, and this will something that you could see from our website or anything else. But I put this specifically because someone they have their sealed transcripts, and so I would advise you to email our recruitment team and tell them about your circumstance, and then they'll advise you on what to do moving forward. Again, we mentioned this earlier, but we expect the job to be posted at the Valley Water's job page tomorrow. And so be sure to check that out and get your applications completed, or whoever it is that you're referencing to participate to get theirs completed.
And Robert, also just making sure to remind people that the posting will only be up for about a week. So please be very aware of when the position is being posted, and apply as soon as you see that position being open. And
thanks, Elizabeth. All right, if I'm kind of searching here to see if there's any other questions that we hadn't answered.
And again, the recording for this session will be on the BAYWORK website for the instrumentation program, and I'll put that link to that site in the chat one more time. So look, if you're looking for the recording, go to this page in the chat, the BAYWORK Instrumentation Technician Apprenticeship page.
All right. I'm gonna ask
Robert, there's one more question, maybe before we finish. Are apprentices offered vacations / sick days as long it does not affect missing any classes?
Yes, yes, they are. It's a good question. We want to reference you back to the flyer. Liz, maybe we can post the flyer in the, I suppose they've seen it by now, but maybe we should put that into the chat if it's not already. Looks like it might be there. Okay.
Yeah, I put it in once, but I'll put it in one more time.
Okay. At this point, I want to give the panelists or anyone or the panelists an opportunity for any final comments before we end our session for today. Anything anybody want to say in addition to what we've said before?
I might add a little bit on to what you mentioned before about the water industry, Robert. Not only is it anywhere you find people, but also I think when you're looking for a career, you want to be assured that the time you're investing, the effort you're making, is going to pay off in the future indefinitely. And water is here to stay. It can't be outsourced. It can't be done by, there's only so much automation. It's going to require people who have the skills and the knowledge to provide this to wherever you live, wherever your community is. So it's not going to go out of style. It's not going to go away. You're not going to spend all this time and 10 years from now have the industry evaporate from you. Pardon the pun. So I think I would take a lot of comfort in knowing that if I was going to go through this apprenticeship, that it's not going to be something that's going to go out of style. Also, as far as Robert's description of his apprenticeship brings back so many memories to me, because I think we all start off kind of the same way. And when you're coming up in the trades and you're trying to learn, you find sometimes some very smart people who have knowledge and skills, but they're very captive with their knowledge. It's hard to sometimes find someone who's willing to share and to teach you and to bring along. And whenever I found someone like that in the younger part of my career, I just latch onto them and learn everything I could. And I can promise you here that whoever you meet at Valley Water, whoever you come across, everyone's going to lend you a helping hand. You're not going to, there's no stupid questions that will bring you along. And it's just the culture here. And so it's really, like I said, not only the schooling and the whole package deal here, but the personalities and the people you're going to be dealing with are going to be very supportive throughout the whole course of this program and beyond. So that's about all I have.
I agree with you 100%, Patrick. Thanks for sharing that. That's a great component to the discussion.
I may add a few more words. In terms of the course that I mentioned, that it's going to be starting at around 5:30 and go for 4 hours. And I've gone into classrooms for those classes on and off, and I haven't seen anyone fall asleep because the instructor is not going to talk for 4 hours. This is a highly hands-on type of courses, and so they typically the instructor will talk about something, and then we'll do some work. And then and then once everybody is done with certain experiment or something, then they will continue to do that. So sometimes students stay around, and especially near the end of the course, some of those have some kind of capstone project, and then people are working together, and it's always working in teams also. So you're not alone. Yeah, so it should be fun, I think.
Thanks for sharing that, Clement. That's a important aspect of the classroom learning. And you also reminded me, I don't think we said that not only will the graduates receive a journey card from the Department of Labor, but they also will get a certification from Mission College from the mechatronics program,
That's
which
correct.
is something else that you can take with you.
Right. And they can continue to take more classes to get the associate degree also later on.
Yeah. Great. All right, with that, we want to, first of all, thank you again for being with us today. And we hope that your experience was worth your time. And we hope that your efforts to apply will be worth your while as well. And we're looking forward to hearing from you in one way, shape, or form, either by a like or a click on our social media, or by you applying for the position, or you just sharing and passing on this great opportunity to others that you know. In either case, we're trying to build relationships with our community, and this is one effort for us to do that. And we also are looking to diversify our field. And so Valley Water is an equal opportunity employer. And again, I want to reiterate all the collaboration it takes for something like this to happen. And we see a large amount of representation here from different organizations as it pertains to this. And we're looking to continue to partner with others to make sure our future employees and have all the knowledge, skills, and abilities they need to keep the water running, to keep the water clean and safe. And so with that, we're going to end our session for today. And we're hoping to somehow contact you, or you contact us in some other way, shape, or form in the future. Stay on the lookout for whatever's happening. And we want to invite you to check out BAYWORK website for any other opportunities that might show up. With that, have a great day. Thank you, panelists, for your time, your energy, your knowledge, and experience. And we're looking forward to the life-changing experience of becoming an apprentice with this program, Instrumentation and Controls Technician. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.